Good evening, Horsers from Gambler friends. Hope we're all doing well. This is Christmas Eve for Saratoga friends. Beautiful to see. I just said I'd come on and tell you a few things about tomorrow. Recap last Sunday. I don't usually do a Thursday kick out, but I said I'll do it on Wednesday night. Why not? We had a. Well, let me tell you a story. So let's do the recap first, and then I'll tell you a story like a good Irishman. So in Belmont, we had two selections, I believe, in Belmont last Sunday. It was You're My Girl in Belmont and Happy Bob. Happy Bob was a non-runner, and You're My Girl was expected to win by all means down there. I was at Belmont myself. That's another story I'll tell you after. And was expected to win that race, and up the inner rail couldn't get a grip of race at all. Very disappointing how he couldn't just glide through the rail. I know the rail is always soft and disgusting down there in Belmont, but he had enough to go. But I was waiting for him to kick. And he never kicked. It was very disappointing, to be quite honest with you. I had a lot of money on that horse, but anyway, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, down in Walmart Park, we had a horse in the Irish War Cry. Sminnig's Pride. He raced all the way to the bend and stopped. Completely stopped at the bend. I don't know, was he pushed too hard from the gate to the bend, or did he just have a complete collapse of claustrophobia around him? Because guess who won the race? Paco Lopez. They got to change Walmart Park to Paco Lopez Park. That's the way I look at that race. He's having such a good time. For Paco Lopez, I never see him ride so good. Between Parks and Walmart Park, he's making some money this year, and he's riding very well. So Sminnig's Pride, we have to go back and look at that horse again. I was at Belmont Park. The story behind Belmont Park was I had to pick up some of my wife's relatives from the airport, and they said, "What are we gonna do?" So I said, "You know what? Let's go racing." Of course, it was a bias on my part. So I walked in there. I met two guys just before, I don't know, it was the fifth or the sixth race. They said to me, "Oh, Todd Fletcher's got a monster running. I said, "Monster? Okay." So I checked the race card, I checked everything. So Todd Fletcher, two horses, the same race. Okay. So where'd you go next? Look at the jockey's booking. I looked at Irad Ortiz. I said, Irad Ortiz is not picking the dud here. So without even thinking or talking to the other guys, I put a good bit of money on the Hall. If you've seen him win the last, he won like a monster. Number 9 on the race card, Belmont Sunday. Man, I told them all my relatives in Puerto Rico that came over in the plane. I said, whatever cash you have in your pocket, stick on this monster. I don't have put my hand in my pocket since. It's beautiful. So just a funny story, just to tell you how your life can change in half an hour or an hour. I was picking up a couple of people from the airport, and I ended up in Belmont Park. You know, and they all think I know how horses. I can read the future now. They think I'm Crystal Meg. I can read a ball. It doesn't work like that all the time, as you can see. So just a funny story. That's Hall. He'll be in Saratoga in a stakes race. Put him in your notebook. Keep him in your app. Whatever you got to do to remind you when a horse is running good, he'll remind you. That horse, Hall. And if you watch the Irad Ortiz's interview after, which I did on the replay, he said, "I've never seen such a professional 2-year-old." Irad Ortiz is telling you he's never seen such a professional. He went down to the start, ears pricked. When he wanted him to stop, he stopped. He wasn't jittery. He wasn't fogged out by any story that was going on down by the gate, and he walked into the gate like a pure gentleman. These are the things that make a difference between a good horse and a great horse. This experience, this mindset, it's all intelligence. You understand? Good horses can run on any ground, and good horses know what they're doing. So Hall, watch the replay again in Belmont. I was it race 6 or race 7? I can't fully recall, but it was number 9 on the race card. I remember that because all the Puerto Ricans, number 9, number 9, number 9. Nueve, nueve, nueve is all I heard at the line. I said, oh, we got a good one today. Anyway, I don't want to bore you anymore about that story. I just found it very funny. So, it wasn't a good Sunday, so we'll have to go back to the drawing board. But the only race I like in Saratoga really is the Grade 3 2-year-old fillies. There's 11 fillies race here. So I'm looking at the race, I'm trying to figure it out, I'm trying to work it out. I know we backed Closing Act as part of this channel before. He beat Union Suit by 3.5 lengths. Graham Motion's horse. I know Graham Motion only had him for a week, I found out today. Graham Motion only had Union Suit for a week. Manny Franco rides him tomorrow. So, Graham Motion is he's very confident that this horse can bridge the gap. So, that's just a little taster for you. We're going back to it. We have Wine on Tap. Irad Ortiz is riding for Todd Fletcher here. And he's stepping up a furlong. He won over 5 furlongs. And my saying is, if you come in over 5, you come in over 6. You have enough speed to get away from them. They can't catch you in the back. Stamina only counts over a mile. That's my belief. It could be no one else's belief, but that's mine. So Wine on Tap for me. Let's go through another one. Saratoga Secret, Daughter of Arrogate. This is won our last race as well, so it will be very tough to beat too. So I haven't seen the scratches, haven't seen anything. This is the night before now. You have to remember this is the Wednesday before the Thursday of Saratoga. So haven't seen any scratches, haven't seen the price markup, but for me, looking at how Wine on Tap won, he's my banker tomorrow. Now, backing 2-year-old horses is not going to be the way or the thing to do, because I've won greyhounds in the past, I've won parts of horses. They don't get them ready 2 years old. They don't want them to be running to their full potential 2 years old. It's a steady progression. If you want your kid to be a rocket scientist, you don't start telling him algorithms at 2-year-old. You let him walk through the system, and you catch him and you say, okay, step up, step up, step up. It's a step up. But 2-year-olds are funny in Saratoga is because every owner wants to get a winner there. And plus, it's a filly. So a filly is good for breeding. So, if that horse stays unbeaten, that is a great broodmare. So, that's where the funniness starts. So tomorrow, be aware that every single horse will be running for their lives tomorrow in Saratoga. Okay? And for me, Wine on Tap makes the most sense. He's fast enough over 5. Saratoga is a speed track. I love Saratoga because anything gets out in front, it stays there. There's very little closers there, from my experience from there. I've only been making there for 15 years. So, my fact is get out in front and let them catch you. You know, remember that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Come catch you if you can. That's the one. So, Irad Ortiz will bomb this horse from the front, and he'll be waiting for something to come next to him. And if it doesn't, well and good, game is over, money down, gone. But he will be favoured. This horse, she will be favoured. Make no doubt about it. And I seen coming home tonight, I got 2 phone calls about Chad Brown having 4 runners out of 5 in the Diana. I mean, what do you want him to do? It's 5 different owners. It's not the same owner. He's putting the horse in a race for every owner that wants him to win. So if Chad Brown pulls all them horses out now, what do we get now? Can people stop complaining about small fields? Small fields are happening because of this. It's because the owners are going to the most lucrative trainers. Steve Asmussen, Chad Brown, Todd Fletcher. They're going to these people because they're proven success. If a construction worker comes to your business, your block, and he works on the next door, are you complaining because the small guy can't get in? No. I understand it's frustrating, But these horses have different owners. It's not for the one owner. So Chad Brown has to make them all happy, because they all want to run in Saratoga to bring out their friends, their family to Saratoga and say, we got a chance there, we got a chance there. And Chad Brown has to facilitate that. This is entertainment business. All these people that are complaining, crying about small fields, okay. But there's how many trainers in New York could put a horse in that race and pick up prize money? But they don't do it. Is it my fault? Is the fans' fault? No. Is it Chad Brown's fault? Chad Brown is doing what he should be doing, which is putting a horse that he thinks has a realistic chance in a race, for his owners that pay him to pick this stuff out. So I don't want to hear anybody complain about Chad Brown. Chad Brown did nothing wrong here. He's got 4 horses out of 5 in this race. Okay. Is Chad Brown's fault? No. So anyway, that's a small bit of rant I need to get off my chest, so forget about it. But honestly, Saratoga tomorrow, I'm only interested in one race, and that's the fillies 2-year-old race. I think it's the second last race on the card, and I'm looking forward to it. I believe Union Suit will be a lot closer to closing act for Steve Asmussen. I know he backed closing act before on this channel, and Irad actually won on this horse. So if that doesn't tell you something, Irad has hopped off this horse to get on this Todd Fletcher horse. That tells me 80% of what I need to know. And that's the way cookie crumbles. Anyway, I'm just a kid in Saratoga Christmas Eve. That's all I am. God bless you all, guys. I'm looking forward for a good day's racing tomorrow in Saratoga. It's going to be an amazing day in Saratoga, and no matter about Chad Brown having 4, 5, 6, 10 horses in a Group 1, doesn't matter. Go and enjoy it. Entertainment. Horses are horses. We're here to live for a short time, not a long time. Peace to all you guys. Love life. Be good and enjoy yourselves. Good night.